Which original class from Star Wars: The Old Republic is the most powerful? This question has been asked within the community and I'm here to answer. I had to dive deep into the lore to unearth the true victor of this all-time showdown. Will it be the almighty Sith warrior, the fabled Jedi Knight, or even the Republic trooper? It's time to find out. So before we dive into this, it's going to be important for me to lay out exactly what we're measuring here and how the winner would be decided. For all intents and purposes, we are looking for the most skilled, lethal, and effective combatant. If we put all 8 original classes in a fight to the death, who would win? That's what we'll be looking to answer as we glide down the list to our number 1 most powerful class in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now I'm sure some of you will be wondering how we compare each class against one another to find unique accolades or victories. Well, the lore and references I'll be using will be from the original 1 to 50 story arcs of these characters, as all expansion stories that came after were the universal story for all classes, meaning they all accomplished mostly the same things in those time periods, which further means comparing them makes little to no sense. However, some more context will be added to this as we talk about the non-Force user classes. Alright, let's begin with number 7 and work our way down. Don't worry, the numbers will make sense as we go. I know you were expecting 8. You probably saw this coming, but according to Galactic Record, the Republic Trooper is responsible for the least amount of impressive kills, victories, or arrests. The most impressive thing the Republic Trooper accomplished was the defeat of the former Havoc Squad that once fought in the war. Beyond this, they were responsible for capturing or killing General Racton and bringing some manner of hope back to the military of the Republic. Their physical prowess and combat tactics might be the best the Republic has to offer, but in terms of this lineup, the Trooper has some big shoes to try and fit into, and it just doesn't meet the mark. For that reason, I would say the Republic Trooper is unlikely to be able to defeat any of the other classes in combat, with absolutely no hope against the likes of the Sith Inquisitor or Jedi Knight. Although the Republic Trooper continues on to defeat the Sith Emperor, Darth Malgus, and even Revan Reborn in future storylines, as mentioned before, so did all of the other classes as per the linear story, so while it is still impressive, it does not change the result. I'm confident many of you will be shocked to see me place the Bar Senfor so low on this list, but bear with me as I explain how I came to this unfortunate conclusion. If we consider each class to be their natural alignment, so the Jedi as the light side and the Sith as the dark side, etc., then the light-sided Jedi Consular does indeed land in 6th place. If we were to consider the dark side Consular, this answer would change and I would likely say a dark-sided Consular would rival a dark-sided Sith Inquisitor, but that is a conversation for a different day. The light-sided Jedi Consular rank so low because they sacrifice most of their latent power through the use of the healing ritual. It was explained during the story that the power might return to the Consular, but nothing came of this and their power remained sacrificed. To explain further, each time the Consular used the healing ritual, which was many times, at least 7, their power was reduced significantly. It was because of this self-sacrifice that the Jedi Council decided to grant the Consular the rank of Bar Senfor. While this Jedi is indeed powerful and clearly capable of purifying the hearts of the most corrupted Sith, by the time of their story's end, their latent power is so massively reduced that any victorious outcome with other classes, except the Trooper, is unforeseeable. Their defeat of the First Son and other Emperor's children is what puts the Consular above the Trooper, for anyone wanting to know that detail. Yes, the Smuggler ranks higher than the Jedi Consular, and when I'm done explaining why, you're going to agree. While on the surface it seems the Smuggler should probably be the weakest on this list, after delving into the lore, I can confirm that is not the case. You see, the Smuggler is responsible for one of the most impressive kills on this entire list, and no, it is not the Void Wolf or your typical Nar Shaddaa brute. This elimination was none other then a Gendai warrior who had escaped the prison world of Belsavis. Now you may be wondering, how does this put the smuggler higher than the trooper or consular? I'm glad you asked this, because my young apprentices, this particular Gendai warrior was force sensitive, and not only that, but they were also addicted to spice, meaning the smuggler defeated a force sensitive legendary Gendai warrior who are virtually invincible, who was tweaking from addiction. Yeah, that's impressive. If the smuggler can accomplish this, they can confidently find a way to defeat the trooper and or consular, but they would not stack up well against the other contenders on this list, as not much else from their original story is that impressive. That's right, the Sith warrior falls into 4th place. How many of you thought this would be in the top 3? Because I thought the same thing too, but it's just not the case. Let me explain. The Sith warrior is the perfect example of a Sith, born with a high status among the Empire, trained on Korriban and personally selected by Darth Barus. They eventually defeat their master in 1 versus 1 combat, and are chosen by the Emperor himself as their wrath, a living manifestation of his divine power, a blade that would extinguish his foes. The Sith warrior does not disappoint, and would easily slaughter every class we've already covered, overpowering them with nothing but sheer strength and resounding stamina. However, the Sith warrior falls short by not achieving any significant kills beyond Darth Barus. It should be noted that his sister Darth Ekage was considered to be more powerful than Barus, and the warrior also killed them. The Sith warrior is powerful, but the other classes we are yet to discuss would be able to subdue and defeat this class. So 3rd place here is the Jedi Knight. I'm sorry to those of you who thought this would be number 1. So the Jedi Knight was responsible for defeating many notorious Sith Lords and being a thorn in the Emperor's side. They became the hero of Typhon and even saved the world of Voss from total death. They resisted Selma Kor, who was a living dark side nexus, another impressive accolade. Eventually, the Jedi Knight would go on to face the Emperor himself, within his throne room on Dromund Kars. This moment is the moment Lord Scourge saw in his vision during the Revan novel. They defeated the Emperor. However, we later discovered that his servants knew he was not totally defeated and was just recuperating on Yavin 4. So to the point here, the Jedi Knight only defeated one version of the Emperor and not the being who encompassed all of the Emperor's power. As we know, the Sith Emperor split his power among his hosts, so we can assume the Jedi Knight was able to defeat the Emperor in 1 versus 1 combat when he is at a minimum of using 50% of his own true power. This makes the Jedi Knight very powerful and certainly an adversary to be reckoned with. Due to their excelled abilities, the Jedi Council chose not to make the Jedi Knight a Jedi Master until after the Emperor's alleged defeat on Dromund Kars. It was important for them not to feed into their ego. That may lead them to the dark side. If you're wanting to know, then if we consider a dark-sided Jedi Knight, then they probably become less powerful than they should have been otherwise. So a dark-sided Jedi Knight would probably place behind the Sith warrior. The Jedi Knight was also able to resist the Emperor's corruption and were one of the only Force classes that did not need a healing ritual of sorts. For these reasons, the light-sided Jedi Knight is 3rd place and would easily dispatch the likes of the Sith warrior, but the remaining classes would put up one hell of a fight. You may be surprised to see the Imperial Agent higher than the likes of the Jedi Knight and Sith warrior, but this position is actually being given to both the Imperial Agent and the Bounty Hunter. While making this video, it was hard for me to truly unearth who the best was, and after thorough analysis, I come to the conclusion that these classes are matched in skill and achievements. Therefore, it is unreasonable for me to place one higher than the other. For that reason, they'll be sharing a joint 2nd place. Initially, before making this video and filtering through the lore, even I felt that this list would be completely different. But here we are, so let's go through this. The Imperial Agent overcomes mind indoctrination, defeats Jedi and Sith alike, then furthermore is able to do any of the following: choose to side with Darth Jadus, choose to fight him, or choose to talk him down. These three options make the Imperial agent a top contender on this list and push them into the top 3. They take the second position for being able to overcome and defeat Darth Jadus in combat. This is nothing to scoff at. Darth Jadus was second in power only to the Emperor himself, so for a non-Force sensitive to beat them in combat is an achievement worth knowing. They can even choose to talk him down, literally convincing him his plan will not work, so he just leaves. It's clear to me that the agent is more than capable, whether their opponent is a Sith Lord, Jedi Knight, or even the Empire themselves. They always come out on top. It is my opinion that the agent would likely be able to defeat all of the aforementioned classes using their superior skill, stealth, weaponry, and tactical know-how. They are essentially a peak-level Grand Admiral Thrawn who operates in the field. The bounty hunter arrives on the scene on Hutter, and from here goes undefeated at every turn. To my knowledge, the bounty hunter has never lost a single confrontation and has never had the need for force healing or rituals to help them. They have experience fighting gangsters, politicians, Jedi, and even Sith. If there is a bounty posted for you, then you can be sure the hunter is coming to collect.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
The bounty hunter wins the Great Hunt, defeats the most diverse amount of opponents, is unafraid to punch anyone in the face, is able to beat Tara Blood, a renowned warrior, defeat a Jedi Master in combat along with their Padawan, later defeat a Jedi Battle Master in combat. These feats alone bring the bounty hunter above all others. To put the icing on the cake, the bounty hunter is also capable of defeating Darth Tormen, one of the mightiest Sith warriors the galaxy has to offer, due to their unprecedented skill and apprehension in combat. It is my firm belief that the bounty hunter could capture or kill all of the other classes in combat that have already been mentioned. The Imperial agent and bounty hunter are completely matched, and any confrontation would likely result in both parties withdrawing to live another day. We all knew this was coming. The Sith Inquisitor ranks first place. As we know, the Inquisitor begins as a slave to the Empire, who shows potential in the Force and is therefore trained on Korriban. In time, they defeat their master Darth Zash and foil her plans to steal the Inquisitor's body. This attracts the attention of Darth Thanaton, who becomes their rival moving forward. Out of all the classes, the Sith Inquisitor is by far the most powerful in terms of raw potential. They ascended to the rank of Dark Lord at a very young age, defeated Darth Zash, learned to use Force Walk, which is the power to consume ghosts and harness their power. They consumed 5 ghosts total and used their power to dominate Darth Thanaton, boiling his skin with devastating lashes of Force lightning. The Inquisitor was able to resist Thanaton's own onslaught of lightning, using the ghosts to increase their durability and survive. With the use of the ghosts, the Inquisitor becomes the most powerful being in the galaxy, with the only class that can rival it being the dark-sided Jedi Consular. It is easy to forget that the Acolyte version of the Inquisitor goes toe-to-toe with the Dashade, Kem Val, as early as Korriban training. This defeat alone puts them very high on the list, and they did so while at their weakest level of power. Not to mention the Inquisitor becomes heir to Tulak Hord and Aloysius Kalig, and can withstand death itself by sustaining their life force with the ghosts. Never forget this scene. The Inquisitor tanks Thanaton's entire onslaught and proves their durability. If Thanaton cannot touch the Inquisitor with his mightiest attack, then no other class on this list stands any reasonable chance in combat against them. I do think it could be possible for the light-sided Jedi controller to free the ghosts from the Inquisitor's control. However, doing so would kill themselves in the process due to the vast amount of life force that would be taken as cost. No class stands above this one in terms of power, lethality, and success. And don't you ever forget that the Inquisitor is not cute.
I am not cute. I am deadly.
I want you to keep in mind that this analysis was taken from only the original 1 to 50 stories, for all the reasons mentioned at the start of this video. With that being said, this is just my own opinion based on the lore presented. Let me know where you would place each class on this list, and why. If you disagree with my list, then let me know your arguments and we shall discuss in the comments section. If you would like to see videos like this one earlier on the channel, then consider becoming a member to get the first peek. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.